EJ with Retro Rides. Jason's 57. What I've been doing is putting Duraglass, which is a body, fiberglass body filler, just blocking away my little heart. And yeah, just making sure all these panels are exactly matching. If you look down here, I've also gapped them, so they're all 5/16 going all the way down. And then we hit it with the DP, because I went and hit metal on a few spots. I'm doing the other side right now, and then the front of the fenders. Then I'll be able to put some body filler on it, and how it is right now, I would say just a light skim on it, and it's just a little block. The driver's side, I finished the passenger side. It still needs to be 120 driver's side. I put Duraglass on it on the last video. And then after the Duraglass, gapped everything out. After that, I started on the top half, did body filler. This line right here. It's one of the big things, you know, with any of these classic cars is these lines have to be straight. Cut it apart, you know, you don't want them set in this line being here and then this line being up here. So we tape them off, make sure they're exactly the same from the back of here all the way to the front of the headlight. There's a little gap you can see right here. We're probably gonna have to fill in right here so the bezel sits right. There's a little gap, so I'm gonna do that today and fill in a little bit more right here just so it sits like flush like it does right here. So this has been a long time coming. The next big project is the back end of this, and that will be the bed. But yeah, this is Jason's 56, 57. Been a big project.
Moving on to the final steps, really, before it goes over. I gotta weld in these latches. I didn't want bolts going through, so weld up the holes, kind of do a little TIG work around just to hold it. Those are in. The ones on the bed sides are gonna be bolted. I want to weld these, just it's a lot cleaner. It'll look better. You won't see little screws hanging out of the tailgate. Got to figure out a panel that'll fit back here, so it'll be a full panel. Something so the gate can sit on and then make it look pretty so there's not a big old gap. Might keep it clean and simple, might do a little bead rolling, not sure. A little follow up from the last video. Bead rolled this panel, I welded it in, it ain't going nowhere, nice and solid. I had recessed the gas door that fits in here, so it's nice and flush, looks clean. And then we've got that battery pocket over there that's got the air chuck and tenders and all that. So everything's kind of recessed and sits flush with this panel. Looks really clean instead of sticking out. After the panel, we're trying to wrap up the wood. So we're having our buddy Billy, I think Whiskey Root, sorry if I'm wrong, before we start body working. We want to get it done because he's going to restain these to match the owner's guitar, which is really cool looking. So it's going to be a little bit more orange, and he's just going to resurface and restain it all. He already made templates for around the tubs on both sides. These aren't the pieces we're going to use. These are kind of mock-up ones, so trying to get everything nice and ready. As far as the middle ones go, those will be easier. We don't have to cut or modify them, but right now I am getting it all ready for him to come and take the final measurement for this center cut, because this is the piece that's going to come up. We're just going to kind of fine-tune everything, make sure it's perfect, so when the final assembly comes, it is smooth and flawless. We're probably going to cut these flush and build a plate to kind of hide these little gaps that we don't want to see. Billy boy gave us back the wood after he trimmed it. I had him obviously do those tubs over there, and then I had him split one of the boards in half just for this gap. I had welded in a flange right here to kind of hide the cracks on both sides, so did that. I started mocking it up. I had cut down all the bed strips to fit in there. Now I am doing some alignment pins on this thing so that when it sits down, it sits where it needs to sit. I took some bump stops out of a Chevy hood, welded a little stainless tip on it. Realistically, it should, when it comes down, it should line up in the holes. So that's that. Yeah. Got the roll pan in. Solid. It looks really good. I'm pretty sure he wants to rock a bumper with the roll pan, which will be cool. There used to be a nice clean plate behind it. So that's in, it's solid. I'm happy with it. Very minimal adjustment on it. I pretty much just welded that thing right in, which is a first. Now with that done, I'm gonna continue on this bed floor. There's so much mocking up just to make sure it's right before we start staining the wood and sending the bed off to get painted. And just want it all to be very, very good, so we don't have to go back and do it later once it's done.
Working. Yeah. Sitting on my computer all day tomorrow.
Jason's bed has officially moved over to the fun side of the shop. All the body working and finishing and all that. So I got it pretty much wrapped up. I'm happy with it. Got the actuators all kind of situated. I got a game plan on those, so that bed floor sits down nice and goes up nice and does all that business. And I did a lot of walk arounds just to make sure this thing's all ready. I finished off doing the brake light. So we've got a light bar in here and it'll tuck in there and you'll barely see it until you need to show off your brakes and blinkers and all that. So I think once this thing's all painted and that's under the tailgate, it will look nice and clean and we won't be running the stock tail lights off these pillars, which is cool. So they're gonna clean it and scuff it and shoot it and start body working it.
Hey guys, it's Kyle here. So we got the bed for the 57 Apache ready, just ready for DP. We've just been working on stripping this thing down to bare metal, getting all the discoloration of the metal off and all the scaling. So yeah, I mean it's pretty much there. It's been metal worked and ready to go, ready for a seal.
Like, I just get sand in the
Hello, Preston, body shop. Jason's 57. We got the bed cleaned up in bare metal. Then we let that dry. We epoxied it. We let that dry. And then we put it on. So there was a little bit of fitting. We got it fit. It's bolted down. We're going to get the outside and this top inside section, anywhere that needs to get body worked, into our polyester primer. And then we're gonna put the fenders on it and just make sure that everything is how it's gonna be when it drives away, just so that when we body work it, everything is as straight as it can be, and just sitting where it's gonna be, nothing flexes weird. So when it gets painted, all of the bodywork is correct and it doesn't move around when it all gets bolted back together. EJ's going to town on blocking this thing, try and get it into final prime, our urethane. We might have a couple spots to spot prime. We're getting some material off, so we're moving along. Should be polyed here tonight, and then you'll see some bed body work, tops of rails. We've got to get anything in here that's going to be seen when this bed floor pops up. But yeah, it's coming along. You're just getting all these lines dialed, and it's cleaning up real nice. So I'll finish out this side, and then he's going to pop to the other side, then hood, roof. And at that point, we'll end up cutting it open so we can finish out all the jams and edges and backfill anything that needs to get filled. And then sand everything out. We'll get the dash sanded out at that point and get everything into final prime. And we got the bed primed. So this is our first we throw a couple coats of polyester primer down, bodywork on top of. And so what we'll do is we'll come in and we'll 120 that, we'll find our lows, we'll skim it, bodywork it, make sure that's really nice, and then that'll go into build primer, and we'll sand that down. That's what EJ's doing here on the front. So it's shaping up, but bed, bodywork soon. We'll probably end up throwing the fenders back on it just to see exactly where everything needs bodywork. Get it super nice, but not over bodywork. Here we are, we got this side body worked out. Fenders back on. Ended up fitting these so they fit real nice and tight, flush to the sides. We got the steps put on. We got this side all back together, the other side back together, and we're going to get these insides all body worked out. And then after those are body worked, prime them, block them one more time, and then after that they're in final prime. Caught up with the rest of the truck. We'll get onto the front, start cutting stuff apart, and open, finish out the jams, and get her almost into final. So it's moving along, moving right along. Everything's fitting really nice, getting smoothed out. These are super clean, and yeah, it's getting there. So stay tuned for work on the front half. It'll be exciting. It's getting there. So we've got a couple things to touch up here and there, but overall, headed in the right direction.